doesn't matter when nobody tells you believe in yourself. Power comes from within. If they counted you out, it doesn't matter, you're still gonna win.
His Lee Sin that is taken away. We did see a top Lee Sin, but we don't really want to talk about that all too much. The issue with this, of course, is that you're giving Faker Azir for game number 1, which is going to be huge comfort for this player.
Broken Blade has a plethora. The problem is, like we've seen with the Warwick top in certain matchups, sometimes he goes too far. Jace yesterday we didn't like against the Gwen, now up against the Aurora. Option could just be safe, play a tank, and I think Broken Blade's one of the best role players.
Yeah, sign into the Aurora is a little bit hard before he gets his first base off, but when he gets that MR...
I feel like Oner's been a helicopter parent. You know, he's just always there for Faker, and Kerry is like the brother that just drops in unannounced. As I give him a quick root, and there you go. Faker's going to do it himself, actually, and Caps has no stun. Ordered to death with lethal tempo. If there's another soldier to arise, yes, Faker hits the high note for first blood.
As I mentioned before, supposed to be winning a couple of lanes. And yeah, it's just Caps not respecting Faker's TP back here to the lane.
Yeah, Caps wants to crash this wave and then base so Faker doesn't clear it, but he wastes the stun on the caster minutes, and Faker sees a moment to pounce, sees that he can go for the play here, and that's Soldier and the lethal tempo little thing flies at him, and
little thing.
Yeah,
yeah, the
ends up falling to that extra damage. Bit of a roughie, one might say.
Yeah, you could definitely feel G2 taking over control of the bottom side of the map, and
I feel like, again, you know, a lot of center lanes haven't been punished. We'll pause on that, though. Oner's coming in. Cap's tip is already out, so he doesn't have ulti to bring in. But for G2, they're hovering out because Skubon has his ulti. Oner does not. The difference here could be biggest. Dredgeline pulls in, but 6 now. Crescent pulled out straight away. They turn onto Lebrov, but as he flashes away and the piercing darkness flies through, a turn onto Oner, who has the flash as well, and Caps gets the electrocute with the ranged auto. 1 for G2 here, 40 seconds before Grub spawns.
It'll be really hard to contest this.
Hang on, flash away from Guma. Broken Blade with a nice decimate, and he's going to turn it into a smash at that. Guma max range, cleanses. Broken Blade out of mana. The Roar of the Slayer will not reach either, and Guma, just because he's been able to match the kill, now gold in his favor, and the Cap's good start, I would say, but he has his flash available. Might have to burn it as the Emperor's Divide. No, he's going to stand his ground. Doesn't want to lose the Summoner, and Oner takes him down.
He will hold on to his flash, but now he's dead again.
2v2's going to begin, though. Meanwhile, Carrier has ultimate available, layers it on top of Lebrov, who flashed before. No escape for him. A free kill over to Guma on Lucian. And T1 in this early game.
Skubon and Lebrov walking together, something that we really like to see. And a big of the criticism towards G2 has been Skubon and Lebrov not working together well enough.
The gate, all it takes is a pillar. One hits, the other does not. And I was looking for that depth charge, but because there's no dredge line, T1 are just going to walk this out. Unfortunate for G2.
Not there if the Nautilus doesn't work, but now Skewmont
runs into Carrier. Again, that layering of the ulti. He flashes, but into a Winter's Bite concussive blows. Skewmont nowhere to go. T1 give another over to Guma. And slowly but surely they keep picking up the kills here as Faker looks for Broken Blade. He's got lethal tempo up and available. But
and most likely gain control of this Herald. I don't think Skuma can walk in there, especially with no flash.
Yeah.
You just gotta give it, and that's what happens. If you use your turn to walk mid, and you don't actually get something,
depth charge.
The next 45 seconds.
Maybe they get something afterwards. Decimating smash needed, though. Oner hasn't pulled the ulti out. T1 want to turn it 2 versus 4 for now, but Doran's in. Carrier Guma on the way in as well. Faker's bought time with the wall up and available, and the layering of Carrier. It turns into a T1 masterstroke. Doran with the follow-up after Caps finally joins him, but he has no stun. He's got no stun, and he ain't here for fun. The exhaust is down. He's going to take a while to stack up, but before he can, before Tibbers is out, T1 launch on the mid laner. Guma will be the sacrifice. His life is now forfeit. Hansama playing it back. Tibbers was angry. 4 members low of T1. G2 might have an angle, but as the dredge line comes in, Lebrov getting bursted down. Faker flashes away, dies, hits the ground, but the stun up, and there's still good damage. The rain from Doran keeps him at bay. G2 sending back here. It's a messy one, but the Herald still was secured by T1.
But it's not a bad fight for G2 at all. They actually trade evenly and manages to keep the tempo now on the map, looking for this top lane tier 1, looking for some chunks.
No. Unsum of the target. Doran ultied up, decimating smash, but under turret. Broken Blade's now caught here, and Kerry's going to get a couple of concussive blows. Auto attack after auto attack, and this Aurora does do damage to Broken Blade. Meanwhile, Han Summer dies to the jungler. Decimating smash onto Carrier, blocked away by the Unbreakable. Broken Blade is trying, but Guma has respawned. We are devolving to chaos, but T1 like it.
But I mean, that's just a T1 classic. I feel like they play so well on max range with low health bars. Like, you see all these low health bars.
And we're doing it again, aren't we? Look at the layering. Carrier just sends out the ulti, but Guma comes in. Culling is now layering down too. It must be a day of cake in game one, because I love the layers that T1 are bringing in for fun. A double already. Guma going to send it for Relentless Pursuit, and with the piercing darkness, or rather light, he almost finds Broken Blade at the end. Oversteps under the turret.
Yeah. 7 at this point.
Wow.
On the Lucian. One of the early picks in the draft. Guma's running away with this one.
But now we start Atakan and T1. We've already come back, and it's a 5k. G2 have to walk into this. But again, Carrier sets down the Glacial Fissure, the Unbreakable as well. Dredgeline in after a decimating smash, and Carrier will die, but Atakan is secured. T1 still looking for a fight, however, and onto Cap, who again doesn't have his stun available. He's in trouble. Decimating smash to 2-man though, G2.
Whoa.
This could be their time. Faker though, auto-attacking after a 3-man knockback is big, but G2 have 5 still wrong. Oner, where did he go? He got sent upwards and now escaping in the Herald. Not only have we devolved, we have evolved in this game one. As he's also going to look for something mid. I don't know, he's just traveling and getting out of there. G2 won the fight.
He's an astronaut, he's a driver. What doesn't Oner do?
Decision from T1, I'll say that. As we'll take another look at the fight here.
We're gonna be able to break it down there. T1 starts the Atakan, and G2 approaches for this really tight choke point, and it becomes really difficult for him to approach, and T1 just finishes it now. Carrier gets caught, but now they're like, as you say, Valdez, they're like, okay, we can maybe fight still, but now look at this Q from Broken Blade, getting so much knockups here, and the Labrov follow sends Oner into the stratosphere, goes to the moon and back, and they don't know where he is. There he is! Now he's back, and suddenly he picks up his car and takes for drive.
And the fact he gets out after coming back from the moon, maybe we should just salute. I don't know, like, stranger things that happen in League, I think not. We're fighting again. It's been a great third place match so far. You know, I've got the perfect co-casters with me for this, as we're going to just send it out. Okay, Culling into Skewmont. He's stunned up. It's concussive blows. Carrier, the Brom is adding so much value as Oner re-engages Crescent Guard in. He fears not, as Doran's angle is now there too. Labrov gets him with a hook in. Again, the Dawning Shadow helps out G2, but not enough. Labrov still too squishy as the Between Worlds is going to find Broken Blade. He's slowed down to Buggery. He flashes out, gets out.
To T1, but there's just so much lockdown between the Braum and the Xingqiao, and yeah, you really can't get too far behind. This is going to be the really critical part of the game where it's like, okay, we got Baron spawning, the Drakes are kind of even, and we're just going to brawl again, I guess.
Sumon, he gets the 3 Talon strike, Crescent Guard out again, a root in for Han Summer, but he's not with the rest of the fight. Doran's in first, and I was just talking about Broken Blade being tanky, but versus 5 members of T1. It's unbearable. Between Worlds for Doran, he jumps in, then jumps back out. It's a ruse with Kerrigan, the Glacial Fissure for Oner to snap in.
As we all know, all roads lead to him fake. You can also look for the shuffles now with those flashes down, so G2 really needs to try to stabilize the map right now, and they need more time to scale up.
You're right, because the damage on Oner is not enough. The range from Han Summer doesn't seem to be enough. Even onto Guma, he has to kite his way through just to do something in the fight. I mean, yes, there is some good follow-up damage as soon as they have that disengage, or rather lack of, but Labrov walks in, and when concussive blows, he's going to get stunned up again. Oner, the perfect Ultra Crescent Guard to keep G2 away as he dives in again. He's unkillable, unmatchable. Oner is the one on this Xin Zhao. Skewmon can't hold the pace as Doran flashes in for the final piece. Faker, meanwhile, is having a date with Broken Blade, and I think Broken Blade feels a little bit shy versus the GOAT. Kerry has joined in with his unsealed TP, and that'll be all from G2, as this was the most entertaining game we have had at EWC so far. Game 1 over to T1.
Just fantastic stuff. A very entertaining game.